What is going on, folk? My name is NimbleThor, and welcome back to my mobile gaming quest, where today we are going to play Duels, which is an RPG PvP game in early access on both Android and on iOS. And if you like brand new mobile games, you know, the ones so fresh that none of your friends know about them yet, which means that you can be the cool kid on the block, the one to introduce your friend group to a new game, well, then you've come to the right place, my friends, because this game has not released worldwide yet, so this is a bit of an early preview video of this game, and there's a pretty good chance that a lot of what you see here today might change before the global release, so take what you're about to see with a grain of salt. And if you want to check out the game for yourselves, I have, as always, left the download links in the description box down below this video. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's dive into what this game is all about and what it has got to offer. Now, if you've already played the game, it would be great to hear what you think about the game in the comment section down below. So let's get a discussion going about that below this video. So in terms of the core gameplay, Duels plays a lot like Crash Arena Turbo Stars, which means that we slowly improve our hero, and then we take him into these championships, which you can find over here. And in these championships, our hero automatically fights another player's hero. Our goal in these championships is, of course, to defeat all the other players' heroes so that we can move up in the championship rankings, which also provides us with rewards that we can use to grow stronger. So let's go see if we can defeat this guy. This one is probably going to be rather difficult because look at this, he has 390 HP, but we don't have any energy systems, so we might as well just go for it. Let's see what's going to happen here. It's not looking too good. Oh, and we got defeated. We lost. Nimble squad, that's too bad. Let's see if we can defeat some of the other ones though, or maybe we just go back for now, because once we're done with this, with these championships, let's say that we've already defeated all the other players and we're just waiting for the championship to end. This one here ends in 36 minutes. Then in that case, we can go into what's either called campaign missions, which are just what it says. It's campaign missions, they're not too interesting, or we can go into these loot fights. And these loot fights work a lot like the quick fights in Crash Arena Turbo Stars, which means that we get to fight against a random opponent's hero, and then once we've gotten a high enough win streak, we get some keys which can be used to unlock loot boxes filled with new gear. So that is the aim here. We actually have a chance to open one of these loot boxes right now. It's gonna cost us 10 keys. And you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's see what we're gonna get here. We got a Squire Broadsword, which is uncommon, so not too useful most likely. Best Bear Gloves? That sounds pretty good. I mean, it has best in the name, right? And Good Bear Mace? Okay, I'll take it, I'll take it. Let's go have a look at our gear over here then, because something I really like about the gear and the gear system in this game is that the gear we can equip each has an attack. So let's have a look at the new item we got. This one here, for example. This one has a whirlwind attack of 120% damage. And it's these attacks that we rotate between when we're fighting. So your gear directly impacts the attacks that are used during battle. And that's kind of cool. So let's have a look at this one. Is it better? It's actually not better than the one we have equipped already. What about this new weapon? It has less damage as well. That was kind of a bummer. We can't really use these items. What we can do with them, though, these items that we don't really need, is that we can disassemble them. So let's do that with this one here. And let's do it with this one as well. Let's see if we can do this with one or two more items, because then we're going to level up. Yes, there we go. We leveled up to level 5. That's awesome. So now we're rewarded with some mastery points, and these mastery points we can use to increase things like, for example, our critical strike damage. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go for that, but first I'm gonna upgrade the main tree here and see what this one does. Sharpened blade, increase physical damage. You know what? I'm actually go for that instead. So now we have 2% extra physical attack, and we also have some increase to the critical strike damage because I already upgraded that. So what I'm liking about these systems is that while combat itself happens automatically, there is quite a bit of strategy and tactic that goes into picking the correct gear, because it might make sense to keep a piece of gear with a slightly lower damage output, for example, if it has a better skill attached to it instead. And that actually happened to me recently. Just look at this one, for example. We've got a better one that we can equip over here, but what this one does is that it will heal us a bit sometimes during battle, and this one instead is an attack skill that is attached to this armor piece. So even though it has less HP, it gives a smaller HP bonus, it's actually much better to keep the lower HP armor on us, at least in my experience, at the levels that we're at right now. That might, of course, change in the future. So we've already talked about how we play against other players' hero. So that means, of course, it's not real-time PvP. We're just playing against their hero, their setup. It's not actual PvP where we're fighting against another player in real time. Sadly, that would have been so cool. Look at this, though. We have another chest that we can open. And you know what? Just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go for it here again. Fire Fast Slash. This one might actually be really good. And what about these new pants? I might be able to use those as well. Let's go have a look over here. We've got some new pants here. Are they better? They're actually not better. We're so unlucky here. What about the new chest here? Oh, this is useful. This is useful. Look at this one. Ice Whirlwind, 117%. Definitely gonna equip that one. And we got a new sword as well. Again, can't really use these new swords too much because the one we've got on us right now is really, really powerful. I forgot to take a look at this one though, which appears also to be a weapon. It doesn't look like a sword, does it? Is there something wrong with the model here? That's strange. It doesn't look like a sword to me, but let me know what you guys think it looks like in the comment section. To me, it looked more like some sort of armor piece. I don't know. Let's keep fighting here in the loot fight because, you know, loot. I like loot. I want to get more loot. And then hopefully with that better loot, we can go into the championship and maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to defeat all the other players in there. And it looks like we actually defeated another opponent here. So now I think we will be able to unlock another loot box. Isn't that right? Yes, one more. We still have 20 keys left, so let's see what we're gonna get here. We got some swords, 2 new swords actually, and best bear gloves. We've already gotten those. We can't really use those. And once again, what a disappointing opening of loot boxes here. But you know what? Let's go into the championship straight away and start punching some of these guys here. This one is going to be difficult. Let's have a look at the next one. This one is also going to be difficult. These guys are too high level for me. This one we might be able to attack because if you guys have noticed, every time we enter into a battle, we get to attack first. So with a bit of luck, oh no, we didn't deal enough damage. We're definitely going to die now. Yeah, and we didn't dodge the attack. So there we go. Now, we of course see these systems where we are not fighting real-time PvP. We see these systems in many games, and there isn't necessarily anything wrong with them. But if the matchmaking isn't balanced, it's almost inevitable that it will have some sort of negative impact on the monetization of the game. And that's what we see in this game as well. Sometimes the opponents in these championships are just too powerful, and that, of course, entices us to go spend real-life money on the game, because we can, of course, through in-app purchases, buy loot boxes that gives us some of the better gear immediately. Now, we did actually win this match though, but it gets even worse in the loot fights, because if you guys noticed over here, sometimes we get matched against someone who's really, really difficult to defeat. This one is gonna be fine, but look in the bottom left corner here, it says re-roll opponent, and it has this little play button which indicates that we can choose to watch an advertisement to get a new hero. And this is one of the levers that the game developer can choose to pull, and they can change how often we'll get a very difficult opponent. And that means that in the future, if the game developer wanted to, they could more or less force us to watch more advertisements than we actually like to. Now look at this, we got one of the lower tier loot boxes here. Let's open that and see if we're gonna get something better. It would be kind of weird since we've now opened some really high level boxes, and that cost us a lot, and it didn't really seem like we got anything too interesting from this one. But of course, that means we can disassemble all of these items. And let's go level up. Again, there we go, level 6, and we got one more mastery point. You know what? I'm just gonna delete all of these because it seems like there's no other use for them. So we now leveled up to how much? I think to level 7. Yes, there we go. So let's go spend some more mastery points here. And let's head back in to the championship again. And so that's what I'm really worried about with this game. It is fun to play. If you liked Crash Arena Turbo Stars, you're most likely gonna like this game as well. But the monetization, the game developers have given themselves the opportunity to change it for the worse after release. And that's never a good thing. So yes, Duels definitely in its current state is somewhat pay to win, but that of course doesn't mean that you can't compete as a free-to-play player. It just means that you have to grind much longer than those of your friends or enemies that choose to pay for, you know, better gear in this game. And to be fair, the core gameplay is really fun, and it is the first time I've seen this type of gameplay adopted into a fantasy RPG setting. And I also like that the skills are tied to the armor pieces, as we already talked about, and that each battle only takes a few seconds, because that really helps keep the game interesting, and it means that, yes, we sometimes lose a match, but it doesn't mean as much to lose a match, because it has only taken a few seconds. And look at this, we defeated this guy with only 15 HP left. That's so awesome. Now, the fact that we've got a guild system is also pretty cool. I haven't even gotten into that yet, but look over here, this is the guild that I'm in right now, and in here we can actually also do friendly PvP matches, and sometimes there will even be these guild versus guild wars that we have to participate in as well. So all of these gameplay elements are really fun. I'm just afraid that the monetization will get worse after the launch of the game. So if you do decide to check this game out for yourselves, I think you're gonna enjoy it, but just stay away from the in-app purchases. But that's just my opinion though. Let me know what you think about this game in the comment section down below. And now it's time for the mobile gaming news of the day, which is that Smite Blitz by Hi-Res Studios is now available for pre-registration both on Android and on iOS. And as nearly always these days, there are some sort of rewards for those who choose to pre-register. So if you intend to play the game, now would be a pretty good time to go pre-register. In case you don't know the game, by the way, Smite Blitz is an upcoming action RPG that takes place in the universe of Hi-Res Studios' MOBA, PC MOBA called Smite as well. Now, from the trailer and gameplay I've seen of the game, it looks like the gameplay will be your typical team-based gacha RPG system, but I will of course still be checking out the game as soon as it releases to see if maybe, just maybe, Hi-Res Studios ends up positively surprising us all. And with that said, thanks a lot for deciding to hang out with me here today till the end of this video. That's really appreciated, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time here today. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe on your way out to join the Nimble squad, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.